And also something else about aliens that I found interesting is I watched a mini documentary, just somebody who put something up on YouTube
Okay.
talking about how the world would not be as unified that it is in the Independence Day films if what happened in the first film actually happened. It would not.
Oh, are they like living in a utopia in this new one?
Oh
More or
yeah.
less?
Well, I
A
mean,
unified utopia.
you saw how the world united at the end of the
Yeah.
first one, and
Right.
that's supposed to be how it happened. Like they dropped all the stupid religious fights and everything
Okay.
was put away, and everybody lived in harmony. It was like exactly what the planet needed. It truly was
Right.
like
A wake up call.
a wake up call, a refresher. What's the word I'm looking for? It was clear like a cleansing is what it was. It was like a cleansing of all of our problems, and they all came together, fought together, and built and rebuilt the world. The guy said, in reality, we would hate each other even more now than what we did before.
Why?
Because there wouldn't be any supplies for anything. So much of our food and shelter had been destroyed by
Yeah,
by
that would be
this,
true.
and we'd be in mass poverty. This would be like the great depression that we would have at that point, because stock market is gone. The dollar and all the everybody's currency will have essentially be non-existent at this point,
Right.
because there's like nothing there. There'd be no way to rebuild those capitals. You've seen in the trailers, like Washington D.C. It's like completely rebuilt, looks fantastic. Now I don't know if anybody's if you've
Right.
seen the trailer to Independence Day 2.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
Well, that's in the trailer, but they show like the Capitol building. It's like it's all put back
Yeah,
together.
I
The
remember
truth,
that.
the guy says in the documentary, they wouldn't even rebuild those cities. They would just move the capitals to another city, like New York City would then become like Ohio City or something, or Washington D.C.'s the capital.
Oh, because we can't just
We can't
just
just
in case they attack again.
No, we just can't rebuild all that
Oh.
stuff. We don't have the resources or the money to rebuild all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I guess that's true.
All these massive cities? No way. But yeah, so everything would just it would fall apart, and so we would not be in the utopia that Resurgence has us in at that point.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Fun fact though, that they did there is a website completely dedicated to like the War of 1996. Supposed to be like it actually happened.
Wow.
It's supposed to be like
All
it
right.
actually happened, and you can read the story of the War of '96 and follow all the everything that's happened between now.
How Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith saved us all.
Yeah, and then it just talks about everything between then and now, then it shows every city that got attacked that day on those days in the world. It was 108 cities. Not one of them was in Tennessee. Tennessee did not
bad.
Tennessee did not get hit by one. My only thought process is
Johnny Cash would have survived.
Yeah, they must have just looked at us and said, you know what? They got their own problems. We don't need to make it any worse.
It was like, I mean, are we really doing damage to Memphis?
No, yeah.
By doing what we could do.
I mean, it's awful. I mean, exactly. I'm actually embarrassed that the aliens didn't attack any of their cities, It's just, I find it funny that...
I'm kind of happy they spared the
Well,
Tri-City area.
I'm glad that they didn't attack Tennessee. I mean, because we'd be fine, but it's just...
Because it's fictional.
It is fiction. I mean, we would be fine in the War of '96, but the point of the matter is, it's kind of embarrassing.
They didn't even go for Nashville.
No.
Really? They didn't want to. They didn't want to.
They did not want
destroy the music city.
They did not want to give it. No, they didn't.
Birthplace of country music.
Okay. They didn't want to destroy anything here. So
we have millions of acres of farmland.
Well,
Great farmland.
Well, it was all about destroying all of our major, areas first.
Our major metropolitan areas.
I assumed that maybe they would have gotten to us. They tried to destroy all the major cities in the world first, and that would take a solid 2 days.
Gotta
or
get
so.
your Ohio's and your Ohio's,
Ohio's.
your New York Cities,
Yeah,
your Londons,
you're thinking
your
about Ohio
Moscows.
City. You think it's a good idea. I know.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, and that would take a while. And of course, on July 4th, they destroyed the aliens. So
wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I just remember of that speech when everybody's uniting.
Yeah.
Like everybody's celebrating in their own distinct way, and they show the Middle Eastern guy firing an automatic weapon into the air.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just, wow.
Like, foreshadowing. That's just evil. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's just wow.
That's right.
That's in fairly poor taste now that I think about it.
It kind of is. But the thing to take away from this big long spiel that I put out there is you are urged to drop your earthly impulses.
Yep. Aliens.
You aliens, dude. Aliens. It's the guy from the History Channel with the weird hair.
I never actually saw that clip, though. I know the picture you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I've never actually seen the video that's taken
He's
from
on a show on the History Channel.
Ancient Aliens
Ancient
or whatever.
Aliens. Yeah, he's got the hair going. I don't know. He believes in the aliens. I don't know. Of course, we're urged to drop the. I just didn't know Earth and Saturn had a beef. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Apparently
Maybe.
Saturn and Earth don't get along, and this is
Possibly.
what happens. And so you see this. It just got pissed. It saw the satellite go by and be like, "Bitch, drop your earthly impulses. Stop sending crap out here. Leave me alone.
Stop. This is not Manifest Destiny.
I'm the one
Go
with the
home.
rings. I'm unique. Leave me alone."
I don't know. It's a gaseous planet, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't remember. I know Jupiter is.
I know Uranus is.
It's big and gassy, isn't it? Need to
Yep.
go out there and wipe out the Klingons.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if Neptune is. And Mercury is a walkable planet, but you would die in a minute if you landed on it.
Is Klingon Star Trek?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the trailer for that new Star Trek? They have the Beastie Boys playing in the background.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
sad.
Just Star Trek?
And Rihanna does the song for the movie, so
Okay, whatever.
yeah, it's
Fine.
I've lost interest in every film.
I don't really like Star Trek, but that just kind of took me aback of like, is the Beastie Boys in
Of all
in a
things.
Star Trek film?
Of all things, but whatever.
Sabotage.